Does anybody still remember those days of watching anime in 2016 on YouTube on a teeny tiny little screen on the side, 140p, subtitles all wrong, and all the episodes were in parts? That was the life of watching anime back then. Nowadays, massive streaming platforms like Netflix claim that almost half of its viewers are into anime, 32% on Disney Plus and 29% on Amazon Prime. Crunchyroll specifically helped pave the way for anime streaming as a whole. So did Funimation, and so did HDive. And now all of a sudden, anime is so mainstream that everybody wants the piece of the pie. We won the war for anime accessibility, but also somehow lost the war for actually watching anime. We went from watching anime episodes split into different parts to having to pay 3 different subscriptions just to watch your favorite show. Now we all know millions upon millions of fans pirate anime. But some of them do, not because they refuse to pay, but because watching anime legally is often a much worser experience. And yes, much worser is a word. That's why today, we're gonna be talking about the 2 sides of pirating anime, the good, the bad, and the hidden costs of pirating anime online. Subscribe, like, support small creators like me, and fuck Jack. Anime and piracy has went hand in hand for many years now, especially outside Japan. In fact, many people rightfully contribute anime success due to these pirate websites. I still remember when I was 10 years old watching an incomplete version of Death Note English dub on YouTube. And the only way for me to finish it was to watch somebody's reaction to it online. To eventually shifting to piracy websites like Kiss Anime, Go Anime, and Cartoon Crazy. 10-year-old me who didn't even know where babies come from had to fight off every Brazzers ad I saw just to watch my favorite IPs. These illegal sites, while they are illegal, gave me access to the IPs that I love today. And if we're being completely honest here, how many anime fans discovered anime through piracy? I genuinely believe that 85% of new anime fans used pirate websites when they were first starting out. Now back then, especially in the Philippines, Netflix wasn't that popular. Crunchyroll wasn't that popular as well. And I was just a 10-year-old kid in a third world country. I could barely convince my parents to buy me the amazing World of Gumball game, Mutant Fridge Mayhem. And now you want me to tell them about a subscription site charging their hard-earned money every month just to watch anime? They will probably tell my ass to go to the living room because we have cable. So in those days, my really only options were to sail through the 7 seas and face the wrath of daily motion. I was really surprised while researching this video how resilient I was into watching these shows. Because I think pirating then is way more harder than pirating now. I wonder if I didn't really try to look for it and watch these shows, would I ever be an anime fan? Probably not. I would have never watched One Piece, Naruto, Black Clover, animes that made me who I am today. Piracy helped create so many anime fans, yet I'm also torn that piracy also hurts the industry. Again, in no way, shape, or form in this video will I be supporting piracy. I'm only sharing my side of the story of how I became an anime fan due to piracy. And I'm sure many of you guys did so as well. And funny enough, while I was researching for this video, I remember the YouTube account I made back in 4th grade. And I realized I saved a playlist for Chivalry of a Failed Knight English dub on YouTube. It was of course taken down, but I still remember the nostalgia and pain watching anime on YouTube. Can you believe I watched High School DxD on YouTube, but they cut out all the good parts? Did you believe I was watching Monster Musume, but they cut out all the good parts? I was watching Akame ga Kill, but they also cut the good parts. And here's the most outrageous part of this video. I was watching an anime called Devilman Crybaby in 6th grade. And I was hearing a conversation between my best mate talking about Devilman Crybaby. So I was like, yo, you know Devilman Crybaby? Oh yeah, I know that anime, it's the best. And I was like, yeah, it has a lot of boobies. I looked at his phone and then I looked at mine and it was completely 2 different anime. So my theory was that the person who posted it on YouTube accidentally named it Devilman Crybaby because, I don't know, it was popular at the time, maybe he was drunk, who knows. And then little old Chica Masturbator me watched it thinking it was Devilman Crybaby. Because this is what everybody else saw and this is what I saw. But again, that was all the way back in 2018, 2019. What about now? Well, to tell you guys the truth, I have Netflix and Crunchyroll. Oh no, come on guys, come on. Stop the booing. But I also pirate. Oh no, come on guys, stop the booing, man. Let me explain myself. Which I shouldn't have to. Again, not you, me. I feel like I have an obligation, to pay and give back to a genre that I love the most. But I also pirate anime. Since sometimes these stupid websites, I don't want to like badmouth them because I want some sponsors. Sometimes these websites, very oftenly, maybe bi-weekly, and I'll say this kindly, suck. They just suck. Sometimes there are no legal ways to watch some of your favorite anime. And sometimes you are dragged into subscribing to 8 different sites just to watch your favorite show. Was I mad I was paying half my salary to these sites and they didn't have Haruhi Suzumiya? Of course I was mad. I was ready to like crash out. So of course, where else do I go but to pirate? As a student and little kid back then, I had no money to pay for these subscriptions. But now that I'm 19, who knows where babies come from, I can confidently say I have the financial flexibility to pay and support the industry. I am a paying person who watches anime and I am better than all of you. Again, I'm not going to fight the ethics of pirating anime since I'm always gonna say pirating is bad, support your favorite, creators. Talk about the bad side of pirating anime on the third part in this video, but to put it simply, I did not have the power to pay for these stuff. But now that I do, I want to give back. Yes, they're expensive, but I still bite the bullet since I love anime. But again, that's me. So now that I'm a paying customer, I will now proceed to talk shit about these stupid streaming sites. Again, sometimes the services are the problem when it comes to piracy. As you all know, Crunchyroll started off as a pirating website who slowly went up the rankings to become its own separate streaming platform. And for a while now, I applaud it for creating a connection between the anime industry and us in the anime community. Finally limiting the divide and giving us the proper option to support our favorite creation. Convenience and accessibility, that was the one thing missing in our community when it comes to anime. But how come something that should be a slam dunk solution end up being where Crunchyroll and Netflix loses out the most? Like, can you believe it somehow requires 2 subscriptions to watch Fire Force? Season 1 and Season 2 are on Crunchyroll, but yet Season 3, Core 1 and Core 2 are on Netflix. And then all of a sudden, the convenience and access you had going goes away. You go to Netflix, your favorite anime isn't there. You go to Crunchyroll, it's only Season 2. You go to Hulu, it has everything, but they got none of the movies. And at this point, streaming sites often feel like a scavenger hunt more than actual entertainment. Meanwhile, when you go to pirated websites, one search bar and it has everything. Movies, OVA, specials, dub, sub, 4Kids, director's cut, you name it, it has it all. And now the argument between pirated sites versus paid streaming sites becomes more tighter than ever before. Pirating sites somehow have faster release schedules, better subtitles, and better discovery options than the latter. I remember watching Re:Zero Season 4, which was peak by the way, everyone should go watch it right now, it might be anime of the year. Holy shit, what was going on in fucking episode 9? And then while I was watching it, it suddenly vanished from the face of the earth. Mind you, I was paying for Crunchyroll. I paid to watch Re:Zero Season 4, and then all of a sudden, no explanation, it was gone. Who is Re:Zero Season 4? If they didn't return it 2 days later, I would have definitely crashed out and canceled my subscription and take my ass to 9 Anime. Cause even if you pay for something with your hard-earned fast food money, you might not even get to own it. Now here are 3 anime that completely changed my life as a whole. Mind you, these are not random anime. These are anime that defined me as a kid. Angel Beats is still one of my top 10 favorite animes even after 6 years into watching anime. anime. Nichijou is still one of my favorite rom-coms of all time, and Erased was the first anime I binge-watched because it was so good except for that horrible ending. Now I'm kinda debating because if I started off as a Class A citizen, paying for Netflix and Crunchyroll, I genuinely don't know how I would have found these beloved anime. These are masterpieces of fiction, yet they have no home, no legal ways to watch it anywhere. And I know it's more complicated than that. A lot of political mumbo-jumbo happens that's far beyond our pay grade. So what happens if you don't renew it? Then the anime vanishes from the face of the earth. I fully understand Crunchyroll for not wanting to pay and license something nobody is watching. Anime like Hensuki is a really funny anime where all the girls have some sort of weird fetish. Brother cons, sadists, and masochists. But I also don't expect a lot of people lining up and preaching about it. But at the same time, there are so many anime, even good ones like Haruhi Suzumiya and Toradora, that can't possibly compete to traffic stops like Jujutsu Kaisen and Naruto. And this is where the conversation becomes serious. What will happen to OVAs, specials, old movies, Isekai Quartet, Attack on Titan High School? What happens to anime nobody even remembers anymore? Even top animes like Steins are affected. Steins is one of the greatest anime of all time, and in both my Netflix and Crunchyroll, it is not there, despite Crunchyroll having the visual novel game in their catalog. Anime doesn't disappear when people stop talking about it. Anime disappears when nobody watches it. And if licensing keeps bouncing these things forever, then this is a way bigger problem than just Crunchyroll as a whole. Again, this is not a call for everyone to run to your favorite beach and sail through the 7 seas. I would never endorse something like that. But sometimes these people really get on my fucking nerves. Now, pirating is a problem. Now, as someone who pirates, I will try to avoid antagonizing everyone who's watching this video. But there are some absolute troglodytes out there that make piracy their entire personality. When I was 11 years old, I knew what I was doing was wrong. But there are some people acting like they're freedom fighters who wants to fight off the big corporation. I was just a broken kid with an iPad. I just want to watch my favorite anime. I had no money, nothing. I have nothing. And I knew I was like, yeah, I feel like shit. But some people on this specific website are treating piracy like some sort of an achievement. People are out there flexing about how they never paid for anime, mocking people who pay for their stuff, and acting like supporting the creators is some sort of scam. The worst example was when the Gajiakura author said the same thing. She said she understood why people use piracy since it's the only way for some of us to read manga. But she also understands that once people get something for free, they stop looking for legitimate versions. And I fully understand that line of reasoning. I love manga, but it's also hard to get manga where I am. It's hard to get translated version, it's hard to even get them. You have to go to a certain store, and sometimes they don't even have the thing you want. It's hard. So I stopped looking. Yes, she was right. I stopped looking for legitimate versions. But the amount of hate comments she received of people boasting about how they pirate her creation and that she couldn't do anything about it just feels so entitled, and it rubbed me the wrong way. This is disgusting behavior, ladies and gentlemen. This is just disgusting. There's one side that says piracy doesn't hurt but actually helps the anime, and then the other side is saying piracy is stealing. And honestly, I don't think either side are completely right. Let's say, for example, someone pirates an anime. Does an animator in Japan then magically loses $10? No, that's never how it works when it comes to this industry. But at the same time, pretending piracy has zero consequences is also as crazy as the other. Anime isn't created out of thin air. As much as I want to believe MAPPA animators have incredible dedication, they are also people and employees. Studios need funding, publishers need revenue, and distributors need money. And everyone in that chain is just trying to earn a living. It doesn't mean that, me pirating, will hurt, Takahashi-kun's, financially struggling. Anime studios were underpaying animators long before pirate sites were even a thing. And it becomes more than an industry problem than a streaming one. Again, I'm no angel either. I pirate anime, and I will probably continue to pirate anime if, the streaming sites don't have the anime I like. But please, when you pirate anime, don't feel entitled to act like an asshole. So where does that leave us? Honestly, I don't even know. I'm not the anime police. I'm not gonna tell you if piracy is good. I'm not gonna tell you if piracy is evil. But what I do know, anime fans want this, and then the industry wants this. And both sides are just trying to, make anime, better for everyone else. And until somebody figures that out, we'll probably be stuck in the same place forever. Now, if you excuse me, I'm gonna spend 15 minutes to see which streaming sites have my favorite anime. Subscribe, like, support more creators like me. I love you guys. Rewind, say back.